Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1, get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Everybody out there has got to be liking it because that's the coolest thing in the world today is Born to Ride. The Born to Ride Saloon and BornToRide.com. You got to check it out. Don't ever say that I didn't tell you what to do. Yeah, that's the deal. Macho Man Randy Savage telling you that that's a good thing. Feel the madness. Oh yeah, Born to Ride. Dig it.
It's the Cherokee Blue Ridge Run right here in beautiful Cherokee, North Carolina, and it's great to meet up with the chief, the the actual Chief of the Cherokee, and this is Chief Richard Sneed, and you are the Principal Chief of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians. Is that right?
Well done. Good job.
Right.
Good job.
Got it all in there. But I think it's most important to say is the Chief's a biker. He's a rider, and he's welcoming everyone here to Cherokee.
Exactly, yeah. I've been riding since 1988. I got my first Sportster when I was in the Marine Corps. Rode it from Cherokee to California solo. Been riding ever since.
Now, you were born and raised right here in Cherokee.
I was, but then my parents got divorced, so I spent some time in New Jersey and then came back and went to high school here and then joined the service after that, yeah.
And the chief is a 4-year term, I guess, is what you want to say. And how long have you been in the chief here?
6 years. I've got 2 years left on this term, and maybe I'll run again. We'll see.
And what the community here? What does it mean to be able to do this for the community?
Well, it's amazing. You know, we started doing the rally back in 1985. Was the very first one that we did. It grew to a very large event, and then we had a time period where we didn't do one. And then we've been doing the Blue Ridge Run now, I think, for about 4 years, trying to grow the event. We're really excited because it's a family-friendly event. We've got a lot of great music, a lot of great food, a lot of great bikes, and hope everybody comes out.
It is a great entertainment for the weekend, and it's so nice that the locals here, the restaurants, the hotels, everything is so friendly and so biker welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. For years we had I won't say what the other motorcycle event was. It was a Japanese group, Japanese motorcycle. We'll just call it that. And our local business owners and restaurateurs, they love when the Harley riders come. They said they're just the nicest people, most down to earth, most friendly folks that you ever want to meet, and they said they're great tippers too. So
there you go. Well, you have everything here. First, to start with, God's country, the beautiful roads, the beautiful water, the streams, everything, and then you have the nightlife, the casino, which is always a great attraction as well.
Yeah, really, we really have the best of everything. I've traveled all over the country and all over the world, and we live in one of the most beautiful places right here in Cherokee, and it is God's country. We've got some of the best roads to ride on. We've got the Blue Ridge Parkway, we've got the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the Tail of the Dragon out in Graham County. We just got it all, and like you said, we've got the casino. So if after you've been riding, you want to go spend some time, see a show, play some games, have a few drinks, we've got it all.
Sure do. Well, thanks for inviting everyone here this weekend at the Cherokee Blue Ridge Run in North Carolina, and your staff, everyone has done a great job welcoming all the bikers here.
Well, we are glad that everybody's here. The weather's going to be great all weekend long, so let's just have a great time this weekend.
Now, do you ever get tired of riding these roads?
No, not ever. Are you kidding?
Do they clear your head every time?
Absolutely, yeah. So during campaign season, I make it a point to every opportunity that I have to get on my bike and just get out and hit the roads. It's therapeutic for sure.
And one comment also, the quality of the roads. This area takes very good care of the roads. We do.
Again, I've ridden all over the country, and there's some really rough ones out there. But the biggest issue here you just have to be concerned with is watching out for everybody else. There's a lot of tourist traffic, so just when you're out here riding, be mindful, keep your eyes on the road, keep your eyes on everybody else.
And think motorcycle. Thank you, Chief Richard Sneed. We're going to have a good time today. Stay tuned. We got more coming up with Born to Ride. That's right, you just read it on that logo, Bikers Against Bullies. And this is Flash, and Flash is going to tell you about Bikers Against Bullies and why it's so important. Let's go, Flash.
You know what, the great thing about this is, first of all, hey, thanks for having us here in Cherokee, North Carolina. This is going to be a beautiful day. I want to introduce Gonzo here, Gonzo Lewis. He's the guy who runs the Carolinas. We've got 27,000 riders across America, and what we do is we're just men and women that pay it forward. We started out simply as an anti-bullying campaign, but what does that mean, right? What does that mean? mean, don't be a bully, don't be a bully, don't be a bully. Come on, even I'm sick of hearing that, right? So what we found, what really works well is empowerment, right?
Empowerment, making better choices.
Absolutely. If we can get kids to make better choices, they cease to be victims. If we can get kids to make better choices, they cease to be bullies. And that's all about empowerment. How do you make a better choice? Empower it. So we're here. Gonzo came all the way. How long did you guys ride your bikes?
6 hours.
6 hours through rain and wind and thunder and hurricane.
It was awesome. It was great.
But we have got a great crew out of Bikers Against Bullies Beaufort. And what we're doing here today, we're putting on a ride. Dave Perewitz is the Grand Marshal. Mark from the Cherokee rally here, Blue Ridge Run, he called me up because of Dave Perewitz and said, I hear you guys are the guys who know how to put on a ride. So we're putting on a ride. And all the money is going to be spent here. All of the money, every dime. There are no expenses taken out of this ride. So everything goes back to the youth here in Cherokee, which is what we do, right?
That's right, period. It should all stay local. Every run, everything should stay local. That's the way I feel about it anyway. So.
And what are some of the things you do? Education, awareness? How do you turn kids around?
I mean, we go in and we give them the information. Flash has said many, many times, you can give information, but you've got to live by what you preach. I mean, we use the slogan a lot, don't eat the chocolate cake, don't eat the chocolate cake. Use your better choice. I mean, if you're a parent and you have a kid that's, got the chocolate cake in the house and you turn your back, what are they going to do? What are you going to do if I leave you alone with the chocolk cake?
I'm going to eat the chocolate cake.
You're going to eat the chocolate cake.
But we're going to share the chocolate cake.
Okay, that way we don't get in trouble.
I know I would eat the chocolate cake. How important is this ride today at Cherokee at the Blue Ridge Run? I mean, this is the first time here for it, guys, and it's really making a mark.
I think it's more important to us than it is to Cherokee, and the reason is we're hoping we can make enough of a dent that this becomes a legacy event. We want to come back every year. We want this to be big. We want this to be hundreds of motorcycles someday. And you know what? We have come from Florida. Kory Souza and his crew, Dave Perewitz, of course, the King of Flames is here. He teamed up with us to be the Grand Marshal. How cool is that? We have got Dream Rides. We've got Tobacco Road Harley Davidson, Mark Hendricks. And these guys, Mark Hendricks came 5-6 hours. He owns a Harley dealership called Tobacco Road. Just to be a part, he has a custom painted piece for us. A beautiful piece of art.
You came from Montana.
I came from Montana. So you know what? The most important thing about here right now is to make this a legacy ride. Don't come in, do your damage, and leave. Make a difference, and that's what we're here to do.
All right, and I liked how you opened it up by saying pay it forward, and that's what we need to do, folks, because the Cherokee Indians right here in this tribe, they love to take care of their children, their youth, and help them and to have a great future. Stay tuned, we got more coming up because we have to talk to the Grand Marshal, and we're going to find out here what this is all about. It's a surprise. Stay tuned. We're coming back. We'll find that out. Hold on. Okay, we're back with more information about Bikers Against Bullies. And Flash, you led us in a little bit to tell us about who the Grand Marshal is going to be today. And I think he's sitting right here. The what? The King of what?
The King of Flames right here, baby, Mr. Dave Perewitz.
All right, the King of Flames, and couldn't hash it up any better. But Flash started the interview, Dave, with saying that you're a group of guys that like to pay it forward. And you've been out in Sturgis, now you're here in Cherokee. Paying it forward seems to be like an everyday thing with you. You're a great guy to do that for these charities and these needs.
Well, it's something that we can do. It's not real difficult. We have the means. We have the group of bikers that are always generous, and it's really not hard, and why not? If we can help people out, especially people that are really in need, and especially kids, we're glad to do it.
And this is Bikers Against Bullies. I mean, this is everything you guys are doing here today with this ride is going right back to the local community here, to the Cherokee Reservation.
Yeah, I talked to the chief earlier, and he gave us a lot of input as to who would need help the most within the tribe as far as the kids go, and we're working on that.
The chief was born and raised here, and he's a biker, and I'm sure he's going to lay out some beautiful roads for you guys to take this ride today to raise this awareness.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm anxious to go on the ride, as all of us are. And this is, I've ridden bikes all over the country, and this is probably one of the very nicest places in the country to ride.
And you're the Grand Marshal today, so you're going to lead it all. Flash, who else do we have with us today riding?
We've got actually Kory Souza from Florida, Kory Souza Originals. We've got our friend Mark Hendricks over here as well. And Mark is the owner of Tobacco Road Harley Davidson in Raleigh, so he's a Carolinian as well. And, dude, you come here 5-6 hours to be a part of this. Now, he's holding, but this goes farther, doesn't it? I'm holding this piece. Have a look at this primary cover here. This is from a Panhead, right, Dave?
Yeah, this is actually Paco is one of my sponsors. They help us out with all the paint shows and everything, which we'll be doing the paint show tomorrow here. And so this is one of Paco's primary covers that, we've made into a little trophy. And, whoever steps up and wants to bid on this, they can hang it on their wall. It'd be kind of a memory from Cherokee.
And the cool thing is this is a one-off Dave Perewitz that somebody's going to get today. Mark over there, he's holding something that came all the way from Idaho Falls. That skate deck came from James Patience from Ground Zero Customs. We call him Snacks. He's one of the core members of National Bikers Against Bullies as well, and he is just a great guy. So you know what? People are coming around. Dave talked to Mark, the owner of the administrator of the rally, and Mark was kind of like, I think this is the way it went anyways, like, Dave, been thinking about doing a ride, and Dave says, I know the guys who can put on a ride. Yeah. And one thing leads to another, and Dave has brought in Bikers Against Bullies to be, the administrator of this ride, and he's agreed to be, he's always agreeing to do things when you're paying it forward, and we're just all lucky, so.
And Mark from Tobacco Road Harley Davidson in the house. Thank you for coming in and joining this ride.
Of course, my pleasure. I mean, it's a lot of fun to do these things, especially when the only thing a lot of folks on the ride have in common is the motorcycles. And so I love that it brings together all these different walks of life. And of course, the cause is awesome. My daughter had a small run when she was in junior high, getting bullied actually, and so it's a little bit near and dear to my heart that there's actually associations out there right now helping those kids, because I remember how hard it was as a parent to work my way through that, and so it's a little near and dear to my heart. So I'm super excited to be here.
That's very meaningful, and that does bring it all full circle here. So. You're part of the hamsters as well. I see you got a lot of support from the hamsters here today on the ride. Great job, guys. Like you said, paying it forward. What a great thing to do.
Yeah, this event is becoming bigger and bigger each year, and more and more of the hamsters are becoming aware of it, and it's going to get bigger. And next year we're gonna come here and we're gonna bring a lot more people and raise more money, and we're gonna have fun.
That's right, because we're going to show all the people the roads that you could ride here in Cherokee, the great time you can have at the rally, and all the things you can do with this BAB, Bikers Against Bullies, and what you can do to fight back and help everyone out. Stay tuned. We got it all coming up here at Born to Ride. The celebrities keep continuing out here today. Everyone's here for this great ride and this great rally in Cherokee, North Carolina. Kory Souza here at Cherokee. You've been here a couple years.
Yes, this is my second time out here, and it's beautiful, beautiful place to ride. We went out riding yesterday, and it's just gorgeous here.
Can't get enough of it in this clean, fresh air, right?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Better than Florida, you know? Better than Florida.
Yeah. But no one better to tell us about this area is Dyke, and you're actually a council member here in the area, in a community. Tell us about that.
I'm a lifelong member here, a member of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, and for the past 3 years, going on 3 years now, I've been a council member for the Paint Town community. Born and raised here, love it. No better place on earth, in my opinion.
What does this ride mean to this community here today? I mean, you're all suited up, ready to go. You're a rider.
Yeah, I've been ready for it to come. We want stuff like this here in Cherokee. It helps build up our economy, brings people into our casino, and everything comes back and helps the tribe out. And the youth and everything with a no bully. We're all for that.
Yeah, Bikers Against Bullies. It's a great operation, great organization. Flash put this all together here this week. And what are you going to see on this type of ride?
You'll see everything. Anything that nature has to offer, we have here. And I just can't wait for everybody to get out and start enjoying it with us.
Enjoy your ride today. Enjoy the scenery, and Kory, and take it all in, and then tell everybody back in Florida what it's about, and they'll better be here next year.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring a lot more people with me next year.
And thank you all for coming. We appreciate you showing up.
All right. One more time, Dyke, tell us about Cherokee. If someone's never been here before, never been on these beautiful roads, tell us why.
Well, the biker culture, everybody considers us outlaws. This is where the outlaw Cherokees stayed during the removal. We stayed here in these woods, and they weren't able to find us. And we enjoy everything that we have here. We've had it for centuries, and we're more than welcome to share it with y'all now.
All right, we're glad to be a part of it, and glad you are sharing it. We wouldn't miss it for the world. All right, stay tuned on Born to Ride.
Are you on Medicare or know someone who is? James Irwin, Certified Senior Advisor, is a name you can trust. Avoid being victimized by false Medicare scams and TV commercials. James offers expert advice on Medicare, life insurance, and wealth preservation with thousands of satisfied clients. Call now. Do something you will be thankful for. His service is free of charge with no obligation or judgment. Go to healthinsurance65.com for more information. Are you on Medicare or know someone who is? Call James, 833-467-2865.
City shovel head. I've been wanting to build a bike from scratch for a long time, so I started this. I actually started with a tank that's not the same tank. Long story short, I had to switch them out, but I built every single piece of this. Every nut, bolt is brand new or redone, and I built a swing arm bike because everybody builds hardtails, and I wanted to prove we could build a really killer traditional chopper swing arm bike. And it's, I mean, I don't know how they can say it. It's literally everything I've ever wanted in a bike. My buddy built these bars, and they were on his wall, and we're gonna go in the scrap heap, and they were really wide and weird. And I was like, no, those bars are killer. And I've had these bars for like 3 years, and when I was building this bike, it's funny, so much of this bike actually fits this bars. Nobody knows this, but that swing arm is the same, the sissy bar is the same geometry as the bars and stuff, and we just wound up pulling it. That was one of the main aesthetic pieces about the bike that we wound up doing. I narrowed them, obviously, a lot, and they're either you love them or hate them. A lot of people hate them, but I love them. Joel845 on Instagram, he did the tank. I wound up getting the tank, and then that kind of set off, that was the final piece that really set off the rest of the build. And then a buddy of mine matched the fender, painter Mike, Lewis Rod Customs in Atlanta. He matched the fender to the bike, and then we just went ham after that.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so it's a 98-inch stroker shovel. Pretty mild build except for about the displacement. It's got a Baker N1 transmission, so neutral all the way forward because it's foot clutch, hand shift. Custom gearing. It's kick only, obviously, magneto-fired bike. Real simple, but yeah, kind of. At the end of the day, I wanted it to be a shovel head. It's a swing arm shovel head, but it's kind of as far as you can take it still being a swing arm. I've ridden it a bunch. I actually blew it up the first ride I took it on because I spun the oil filter off and nobody noticed that I was spewing oil all over the place. So it's got a brand new top end on it now, so it's ready to put some miles on it. I spent 2 years designing it in my brain before we started assembly. So before we even started any fabrication or anything, I was like building it in my brain for over 2 years, collecting parts. Yeah, this is literally everything I've ever wanted in a motorcycle. So yeah, it feels killer. It's rad. I've never liked a motorcycle more than I like this one. It's funny because it's gotten really a ton of play like on social media, like a lot of like larger chopper pages have like reshared it and that kind of stuff, which is it's really surreal. We shot it for Chub Cult, we shot it for Cycle Source, and it's like I'm just me. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's super surreal. And I'm stoked because people like dig it. Again, it's not a hardtail, right? It's been chopped more than a lot of hardtails, but it's not a hardtail. It's still a shovel head, still a swing arm. You know, like just shovel head, swing arm shovel head. And but I dig that people see what I was going for. You know what I mean? So
it's kind of old school and new school together.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's something that you created, man, and you've always said you always were looking for this in your brain for how many years?
I've been building it for almost 4 years now.
So you're looking at it right now, man. I mean, what is it? What do you feel like?
It's killer. It's killer. Yeah, it's the thing. It's all the things. So
do you know that Dave Nichols is our editor from Easy Riders? He's the editor of Born to Ride as well.
Okay.
And now they're bringing back Easy Riders 23 years later.
I saw the classic Easy Riders.
So there's going to be a photographer here, and out of these bikes in this room, they're going to pick a bike to put in Easy Riders.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
You know what? You never know, right?
That would be ridiculous.
So I mean, they're gonna be shooting it regardless. They're going to do a big feature on the whole thing, but one person is going to get the feature in Easy Riders.
Yeah, that would be bananas. I talked to my buddy that helped me do the fabrication. I'm a shitty fabricator. We've been friends for almost 30 years, so we speak the same language. So he helped me like do a lot of the welding and fabrication on here because I'm a design guy, not a fabricator. And I told him that, and he's like, about crapped his pants. We're like, what?
So you never know.
Never know. So a lot of people talk about these bars are too narrow and like it's unrideable and all that, but the rake and trail, the steering geometry is like set up purposeful. Even though they're very narrow, we're directly accessing or applying the leverage on the axle, and this is like 10 and 2 on a car steering wheel for me. It's super easy to turn. It's way easier to ride than it looks. So we spent a lot of time figuring it out, and it's killer, and it looks rad. Well, it's a love it or hate it. I love it. A lot of people hate them. I love them. Chris Wilson, Low Road Motor Company is my shop. I work with my buddy Dusty. That's his bike over there. And it's Praise the Low Road RD on Instagram.
And where are you located?
Atlanta, Georgia. Chris Wilson, Low Road Motor Company. We'll be right back with Born to Ride TV.
Josh C. Benedetto. I own JD Motorcycle Repair. We're out of Greenville, South Carolina, and excited to be an invited builder here to the show and having a great time. Yeah, man, this is actually my very first Harley that I got when I was 19 years old. I used to have a 77 shovelhead motor in it, and I rode that every day for about 5 years. It's my only transportation, and then recently scored an Evo motor and put that in there and just been riding the heck out of it. Yeah, so it's a Paco frame, hardtail, just, you know, typical peanut tank on there. Handmade, recently got into blacksmithing, handmade a sissy bar forward and jockey shift and open belt 4-speed ratchet top, and yeah, just a glorified bicycle, 70 style is, you know, kind of the bikes that I'm into. The paint, this is done by Charlie Tire out of Greenville, South Carolina, and yeah, just went 70 style with it, added a lot of flake and did some lace paint on it, and turned out good.
What inspires you to build?
Man, it's something I guess that's really been in my blood since I was a kid, man. My dad used to ride me around on his Harley when I was 3 years old, and he built bikes growing up, and a lot of guys I watch, it's, you know, Jesse James, love all the David Mann paintings and, you know, all the chopper style bikes on that, and, you know, anything to do with just hand making and old school and working with your hands.
Tell me about your shop.
It's a, man, it's in a old building that used to be part of Camp Sevier. They built tanks in there in World War II. And it's about 6,500 square feet, and you know, I just work on all makes and models from Harleys to metric bikes. Been a one-man show for a little over 3 years and loving it.
Like, what do you feel when you ride this thing down the road? What's in your mind?
Craziness with it being a rigid frame and jockey shift, and I've raced motocross for 10 years, so I feel like I'm out on a track riding this thing. Especially in South Carolina, the roads are so bad. You're just catching air everywhere and getting sideways, and yeah, man, get out there and ride. Live your life. It's too short, so enjoy it while you can. Man, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. It's JD Motorcycle Repair. We're also on Google, and yeah, give us a follow and see what kind of work we do.
Brian Bommersheim, and I'm with Hooked Up Customs Garage, you know, whatever.
And where are you guys at?
We're out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. First off, I got a 78 XS 650 Yamaha, kind of a biker, dirt bike bobber kind of style. Got an 06, used to be rubber mounted Evo Sporty here, hardtailed out, all custom painted. Jockey shift, foot clutch. Spool wheels, most of my bikes have them. Then I got a 93 Evo also with same pretty good motor put in it, and all custom work myself. But
yeah, this bike has a name. What's the name of that bike?
Oh, that's Eileen. Eileen, she leads pretty well. But I mean, we ride these bikes hard and long times, and usually the wife is on it with me all the time. We recently had a baby, and so she's not with me today, so I wish she was, obviously. And she's kind of like my co-partner in crime here. So But I mean, it's a good time. It's a hobby of mine. It's not a main income, but I love doing it. And, man, I just can't wait for next year. My Instagram with fucked up _garage. So I know it's an odd name, but I mean it gets a couple laughs, you know. But living in Chattanooga, right in the middle of the Baptist Belt, it kind of I got to pronounce it different ways, you know.
How's the Canadian way?
Foop doop. Yeah.
I love it. All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ray Rice, the work of motorized art in the Born to Ride magazine. He's on the phone now. We're going to find out all about this motorcycle and his background. Really cool looking dude. Look at that. Look at him in the magazine, man. He's a rock star. Kyle, how you doing today, man? Thanks for being a part of the show.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
And we met you at Biketoberfest and, at Choppertown, actually. It was really good to meet you. The innovative design that you have is really outstanding. And speaking of outstanding design, the bike that's in the magazine, you got to tell us a little bit about that. How did it come about? And what's the concept of that? Because it's really unique.
It's a 108 cubic inch shovel head, so it's pretty meaty shovel head. It's Delcron bottom end, S&S flywheel, truck cylinders. The heads are all done up. It was a bike I wanted to build for a long time. Basically like a dirt bike, but a Harley. Harley that rides like a dirt bike. That's kind of where it came from. There was a lot of concept drawings of it beforehand, but that was the end result of all that. It's just genreless. It just kind of stands off by itself. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of tracker blood in it, I guess you'd say. It's just a big dirt bike, basically. It's real aggressive. It's a fun bike to ride. It looks like it can do a wheelie, with no effort.
The Hog Stars are at it again. They are taking anything on trade. Old hogs, new hogs, even actual hogs. Don't own a hog? We will take whatever you have on trade. From boats to goats, you'll get top dollar for it. Bring your trade to Crystal Harley-Davidson today.
Seattle Engraving Center, the masters of gun customization, featuring incredible detailed engraving, 24-karat gold plating, diamonds, gems, murals, amazing gold accents, first-class quality, 100% satisfaction. More bang for your buck from their showroom. Raise money for your charity with a one-of-a-kind prize. Seattle Engraving. You dream it, they will create it.
Hi, I'm attorney Nicole Armstrong from Rubenstein Law, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 2, beware of strangers. If you've been in an accident and a stranger contacts you to get your case, watch out. They're breaking the law. These crooks knock on your door, send you text messages, and even go into your hospital room uninvited. They work for shady clinics and lawyers who want the insurance proceeds for themselves. Don't hire them, report them.
For more of these rules, go to rubensteinlaw.com.
Wildwood Antique Mall's 3 amazing locations in Florida to find your treasures. Vero Beach, Eustis, Wildwood. More than just antiques, tons of rare collectibles, toys, books, vintage furniture, records, jewelry, and so much more. Open 7 days a week. Great staff, clean, and air-conditioned. A great shopping pleasure for the whole family. Put it on your bucket list because it's a must-see at these 3 locations. For more information, wildwoodantiquemalls.com.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine. the ultimate multimedia biker experience.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride.